A voyage at sea sounds lovely.
Woo!
Breeze in your hair, waves lapping against the hull. Let's get the big head sail out just for the sport of it, and maybe catch a fish along the way. Yes, all that is what this episode is about. But it's also about the full story of what goes into planning for and then undertaking a 500-mile plus inter-nation journey, which we'll break down into 10 steps. Since leaving the Caribbean, where day sails are the norm, 500 miles, give or take, is a fairly common distance for a trip. It's just long enough to work out all the kinks of being at sea, not long enough to where sailing feels like all you know and life on land an abstract concept. Our story starts not on the water, but under it.
Our family chores today, scrubbing the halls. We're gonna get in and clean that bottom. The dinghy dock situation here in Latoka is a little bit sketch. You've got to come in a very, very narrow, tight channel right by these jagged rocks. It's super skinny, and then leaving the boat here is, well, we're gonna trust it. This is the ups and downs of cruising life. 1 minute, the water is calm and glassy. Going into the grocery store, coming back, it was so windy and wavy. We just got completely soaked. And now another step in the grocery store process is wiping down all of our goods. Otherwise you get mold and mildew and rust on cans and all sorts of yuckiness. So that is what I'm in the process of doing now. I think it's just a tiny bit wet. Yay! Woo! Who knew like going to the grocery store could be such fun?
It's ridiculous.
So since all of the eggs got doused in salt water, we're gonna have to eat them pretty quickly. I may end up having to put some of them in the fridge. When they are wet, especially with salt water, the integrity of the eggs gets compromised and they do go bad. Hey babe, what you doing?
I am looking at weather routing. So, just when are we gonna leave? Go, no go, timing. But then even once we decide when to leave, really like to have a sense of what the systems are out there. Got a mental model, and I can have my sail plan. So for example, I know we're gonna start off on a starboard tack with the D. We'll be going along, but then the wind's gonna clock around and move forward, and then add us for just a brief bit, and then we're gonna think at a system from the south that may have some rain in it as well. So we're gonna make sure that we are battened down for that. So I know. Even if the weather magnitudes aren't right or the timing isn't right, generally the macro systems they get right. So knowing what's out there, what's coming, definitely plays into the sail plan. And I look at the rain, the Cape forecast, and other things, the waves that we're expected to see out there. So obviously you sail in the moment, you see what the wind is doing at that moment and adjust accordingly, but it's also good to have a sense of what's going on with the overall weather.
I like to know what's going on. I don't want to ever set sail into conditions like we had on that sail into Beverage Reef. That was awful.
Wide range of clear in, clear out situations the world over. Latoka, Fiji on the industrial side. I am in the commercial port. Yay, we're checked out. Yay. Goodbye, Fiji. No longer allowed on this soil. Check in the engine oil before we leave. Yeah, it's always dark and sometimes cramped down here, but at least I don't have to move a bed to access my engines. Getting out of and then back into anchorages can be one of the most hazardous part of the entire journey. That was true of this trip too. Woo! But it was getting into Vanuatu that was hard, not leaving Fiji. I put one of our littler cans in. We have 3 more in reserve. We haven't been on a fuel dock since, here, how's that look? That lovely?
No,
no?
Just take it off for a second.
My girlfriend used to say that. Haven't been on a fuel dock since Panama and won't be until Australia, and we're still over half fuel capacity. But every once in a while we I throw a jerry can in. You saw me get it the other day in town.
Do you put in any kind of like conditioner or anything before you stick it into the fuel?
The short answer is no, but if I start to run through fuel filters and I can tell I've got bacteria growing in there, then I've got some stuff that I put in.
Gotcha.
But it's reactive as opposed to proactive. But sometimes, I don't know, maybe I should put some stuff in right now. I don't know.
I've seen people like also strain it as it's going into the
Yeah, I have
tank.
one of those. I do that sometimes. I find that pours through very, very slowly.
We're all about speed here on Scout.
Yeah, I know. I got a full day. Full day.
You might be asking yourself, what else are you going to be doing with your time?
Well, I'm going to avoid hitting.
Yeah, we don't want to hit
that.
those. That looks ugly. That is a shallow reef right there. Just a slow little motor today, getting us out of Fijian waters. And then open ocean cruising. Here we come.
Out of the gate at a walking pace. Always have anxiety at the beginning of a trip. Just, you know, getting into it. It's always a transition from being at anchor to going out. You know, this is going to be a 600-mile journey between, you know, 2 small island groups in the Pacific. So we'll be out there. Would like some wind. Don't like the motoring.
It looks like pumpernickel. Would you use like 1/4 of a box of brownie mix mixed with regular flour? It's good.
A few minutes will jibe. I think when we do that, so we got to take our D down to do it. I think let's get the main up when we do that. Then turn around and get the D back out and just play around today with having both the D and the main up.
We're all excited about our new discovery of using the windlass to help raise the main. It makes a huge difference. I don't want to say 100 times because there's a little nuance in there, but 95 times easier for me in getting the sail all the way up. It's pretty epic improvement here on Scout. We just don't have enough breeze to keep both the main and the D out. We have played around with a whole bunch of different sail configurations, and we've decided that it's just time to take the main down. It's just too delicate of a dance. We don't have enough wind to sustain having both up, and we're worried about flogging the D and creating a rip or something. So we're just gonna bring the main down. And
Power concern, that's what it's on my radar right now. We're down to, the battery bank is down to 40%, which is lower than it should be. I made water yesterday. I have not swung the boom. Half of our solar arch at all times is in the shade when I get the boom and the sail over there. And as we head west, the afternoon sun is all in the shade because of the sail up front and the mast. So don't get as much sun on passage and used a lot. I baked bread yesterday, so gonna have to pay more attention to our power consumption out here.
yet another nuanced sail change, just swinging the boom. Since I woke up today, all day, I've been doing nothing but sail changes and moving booms and swinging booms and tying preventers and switching sails and making coffee. That's it. You got a reef line hanging down there, honey.
Yeah, that doesn't really bother me at the moment. I think the preventer should probably go outboard of the sheet.
Yeah, definitely. Let's not get too cavalier about that.
I am making roti, and it's only like my 4th time doing it, and I will take you through the process with me. It's gonna be fun. So making roti is not an exact science, but you're supposed to do 2 cups of flour and 3/4 cups of water. But if you are not happy with the texture of your roti, too like sticky, you can add more flour, and if it's not sticky enough, add more water. Okay, so once I start getting satisfied with my roti dough, I can stick my finger in the dough, and it should leave a nice impression but not get stuck to my finger. Yep, we're good. And it's time to start cutting my dough and getting it ready to cook. And I mold them a little bit with my hands, and then I dip them in some flour, and then I'm gonna start rolling. Okay, so this one is a bit of a small one, but it's completely ready, and I'm going to first put it on a pan. When you put the roti on the open flame, you don't want it to be on there for more than like 3 seconds or 4 seconds, at the most 5 seconds, because the open flame is so hot, you don't want your roti to catch fire, and to be honest, that's happened to me more than once. Making roti is a really enjoyable experience for me, because it's so easy and so fun at the same time, and then the results are, it's delicious. My roti is done. Doesn't that look amazing? Look at that.
Help yourself, this looks amazing.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited.
Wow, oh, I got the heart-shaped one.
So what am I watching for in the middle of a sail like this? Offshore passage, more what I'm listening for. So there's the obvious stuff. I mean, a bilge alarm or the AIS beeping at me that a ship's gonna come close. Is a sail unhappy? It tells you you can hear it. Is there a creak that is new or different? Is there a sheet rubbing somewhere? Is there water sloshing around somewhere in an unusual way? As often as not, you'll hear an issue on a passage like this before you see it. The jib and a double reef main up, sailing close hauled, not something we do often. It's a funny wind, bearing reports of how strong this front's gonna be. Unless it's really, really crazy, we should be ready for it. Learned our lesson the hard way with that, so we are prepared, knock on wood. It's all at 5:30, it's about my bedtime. front that we've known is coming has come. Pretty amazing. The wind clocked around 180 degrees in the matter of 10 minutes. Came with some rain and 25 knots of breeze. Okay, we got 2 reefs in the main. I got the jib tacked over, no problem. Blast of cool air came with the front. But right now, okay, so far so cool. Good. It's what time is it? It's about 1:30 in the morning. I get a little bit time left on my shift. I'm kind of glad this happened in my shift as opposed to Megan's. So there's no code D rigged right now. We had a snafu last night. I did not secure the continuous furler, and when the front came through, the sail deployed. We were able to furl it, but not well. It was sort of wine glassed at the top. So then we dropped it, and it's all tangled up and it's kind of a mess, but I want to see what I've got before we get going on our next passage. So, and it's perfect desailing weather right now. The front is past us, so I'm gonna try to get it out, see if I can make it work.
Well, shoot, that was a fail. We somehow, the Cody's got it so wrapped really funny. It's not deploying. We're putting too much tension on it.
This has been a frustrating sail. Megan and I in the middle of the night came up and set up wing on wing. We put the whisker pole out to port. Got us going in the direction we were wanting to, not as fast as we want to go. We are going slower than we want, which means we may not get in during the day on day 5, which is when we wanted to check in. But if we miss that, we're gonna barely miss it. So we'd have to like float around in the dark. Not what we don't want to do. And now the wind's clocking around a little bit. Wing on wing is a delicate sail setup. I'm now backwinded. So I don't know, I gotta make a sail change, but it's frustrating. It's only been a third of the world since I flew that sail.
Woo!
Megan, you want to gaff or you need to gaff?
Mom is historically bad at gaffing. It's gonna cut the line, Mom. You gotta bring it in.
Nice catch.
Hey!
Beautiful bluefin. Look at that. Thanks for catching the tuna.
You did all the hard work.
Moms always do all the hard work. I'm the butcher.
He doesn't deny it.
He's the breadwinner, I'm the butcher.
It's a good team. You don't have to be at sea eating fresh sashimi to enjoy time with your family. And with Megan and I dividing up night watches and daytime rests, we actually don't spend as much time together as I thought we might. But whatever form it takes, we do our best to enjoy time together on this amazing journey. The next morning, the wind was almost entirely gone, so I decided to flake out the Code D on deck the best we could in an attempt to get it untangled.
See? Great.
All right, yay.
Woo!
I'm gonna bring it down.
Oh, okay. Just because?
It's not great sailing weather.
Okay.
It's great troubleshooting weather because of the lack of forces.
Okay. All right. So we're just gonna keep motoring? Oh, that was just for show, just to fix it. That was a DIY tangle fix. I thought we were gonna use it to sail. Shows you what I know. Good job. Nice problem solving, honey. Good work.
Now if only I had some wind.
Woo. Thank you, Kieran. Thank you, Eily. You guys did great.
Thanks. You did too.
Thanks. Camera woman to the rescue.
It's gonna take us a day longer. That's not all that unusual here on Scout, but that's okay.
Yep, we'll get there one way or another.
I don't know if you can see it, but I've got land behind me. The outer islands of Vanuatu, not where we're stopping. We've got a good 50 miles plus to go before getting to Luganville, where we're gonna put the hook down and check in. It's been a rough one. D back up, boat's back whole. Got the best night's sleep I've had. This is, I mean, man, it's day 4 or 5 before I really get the feeling of like, okay, like this is sustainable. I could do this. And now there's land behind me. So, sort of the way it goes with a 500-mile sail. The magic of GPS. So we've been out of sight of land for 5 days. And then are arriving in Vanuatu, going through this strait, and we just magically showed up right in the middle, which of course we did because we have GPS, but would have been a major celestial feat of putting yourself on the stars right here, right in between these two islands, and just we take it for granted. Well, of course we're right here, that's where we're supposed to be. Anyway, pretty cool sailing through here.
Now you're going down to make water?
Make water. First time on the trip.
So we just took down the Code D. Why do we do that?
We don't want to go into an unknown harbor at night. I never want to go into an unknown harbor at night, and I don't want to go into this one either. It's frustrating because we're not going to miss by much. Today has been gorgeous sailing. We now have wind and current with us. We're going over 3 knots bare pulled, which means we're going to still even taking the sails down 25 miles out. It means we're still going to get there before dawn tomorrow. But that's why we took the D down. I guess we should have taken her down earlier.
Here we are, we can't slow down. We are in the beginning of the night and we are approaching land and we don't know what to do. Scout has been in this anchorage before, so we do have the tracks from the previous owners, which we are going to use to our advantage. See if we can find some way to sneak in here in the dark.
We were doing something I'm not sure we've done before. We were coming into an unknown harbor, unknown country, unknown everything at night. You can't see it with this light on me, but there's land right behind me. We were going by it. So we're going for it. Maybe famous last words. Would have rather drifted out. Both Megan and I think would have, but gonna give it a go. Feel like we've got good data, good visibility, good enough visibility, and fingers crossed. Not the end of the journey I would have chosen. Okay.
It's 2 in the morning.
It's 2 in the morning, we have our anchor down.
It's literally 2 in the morning this
It's
time.
not literally 2 in the morning. We did a time zone change coming into Vanuatu. It's 1 in the morning. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So you're not that tired. We're dragging.
Dragging anchor, that's great.
Don't worry, folks. Just the signal of the GPS is bad, so you know.
We're fine. So
tomorrow check in, but how you feeling? Good to get the hook down?
yeah, so that was a big first for us. We've never anchored at night before, and it was raining, of course, got the rain gear on, and so the full moon was completely blocked by the clouds.
It still cast off some light.
But we did it. Here we are, hooked down. There's several other boats here in the anchorage, but I think we got a good spot.
I
And
think we'll be all right for the next 7 hours, and then I think
Yeah.
Customs gonna make us move somewhere. But
yeah, yeah, it was big.
get some sleep.
Okay. Tired. Thank you so much for watching.
I hope you enjoyed it. Every 500-mile journey is different, and this one certainly has been.
It is so true. Thanks for coming along with us. And if you like this episode, please subscribe. It helps us out. We really appreciate it.